And now, the superstar of alternative health and purveyor of medical truth, Dr. Joel Wallach.
And filling in for Dr. Joel Wallach today, we do have nutritional pharmacist Melissa Golloday. Welcome back to the show, Melissa.
Thank you, Doug. Good afternoon. It's great to be here. I am a nutritional pharmacist, and I am a registered pharmacist with a passion for nutrition. Really happy to be filling in for Doc. I know he's off saving the world in another location, and happy to be holding down the fort for him. And as I said, I do have a passion for nutrition, and what I know about nutrition is if we utilize it, we will actually be able to reverse a lot of conditions in our bodies. It's an amazing thing. Longevity helps us do that, and been practicing pharmacy for 15 years, doing traditional bench work. And what I've noticed is a lot of patients, instead of getting better, they actually got sicker. They'd start with one medication, and then a couple months later, they'd be coming back for another medication. And over time, patients that started out with maybe just one health condition would end up with 3 or 4 health conditions, and then potentially a bag of medication to take home. And I wondered why. I had studied biochemistry, of course, part of the degrees that pharmacists get. We do study the physiology and the biochemistry of the body. And I had known things about what the body can do with nutrients. And as I was watching these patients get sicker, it was very frustrating, and some of them were receptive to what they could do, lifestyle changes they can make, nutrition they could add to their life, things they could do to help themselves get better. And that's, again, another reason I'm really happy to be part of the longevity team, is learning and being able to share with people that if they give themselves the best nutrition, the healing can be done by the greatest physician of all, which is their own body. So our own bodies know what we need, and our own bodies can heal ourselves. So again, longevity offers that, and it's available for all of us. So if you're interested in that, we're here to answer your questions about your specific diseases, and also about what nutrients you need to take to make your bodies healthy and strong, and to live a very vibrant and long life. So thank you, Doug. Really happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you back on again. As now you've known Pharmacist Ben for quite a while now. Did you guys go to school together, or did you just come across each other as you both being nutritional pharmacists?
We both attended the same university, alma mater of University of Colorado. That's our alma mater. And we met after Ben had graduated, but before I graduated. So I graduated in 1999. Which serendipitously was also the year that Doc's book came out, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And Ben and I met, and at that point, I was sharing with him some of the frustrations I was having in my chosen profession, seeing people get ill, continuing to get sicker, and maybe various things they could do to help themselves. And Ben started coaching me at that time, particularly with some family members' health conditions. And through that, I really started learning the actual specific science behind particular nutrients and what we can do and how we can take them and how they can assist our bodies in healing themselves. So there's really no magic to what the body does. If the body's given the right nutrients, it will heal itself, and conditions that we think we might have to live with for the rest of our lives, or conditions we think, oh, well, that's just because you're old. It's actually not true. Those are myths, and those things are reversible. So getting on a good nutrient program is huge. It's very important for all of us. Not nutriating these days is not an option. Very important, because our soils are depleted. We're not getting nutrients in our foods and our food supply. So nutriating throughout your life is critical. Longevity provides 90 essential nutrients. We will need those 90 essential nutrients until we aren't alive, and those are things that we need to supplement with for the rest of our lives. How you get those, ideally you get them through your nutrition or your food supply, but that's not happening anymore. So right now, in this day and age, we have to supplement. So the two things that we look at is, are you getting the nutrients on board, and are you absorbing those? And if those two things are happening, you're going to be healthy. And I have not seen that not happen. Everybody that's been trying the supplements that I've been associating with or helping out, they're having amazing reversals. It's really fun to be part of. So, yes.
Yeah, my experience has been that when I first started working with the radio show, it was simply because I had some experience in network radio. And so I started working with the show. And to me, at the beginning, it was just, I've done sports radio. I've done, I was a disc jockey for a while. And so when it comes to radio as an industry, I've actually worked in almost every format there is, from country to rock to punk to just about the only thing I haven't done has been hip hop or rap. And I'm glad for that. But, after a while, I started kind of, hearing I kind of started hearing Doc's message and realizing, that this show is not like the rest of the shows that I've done. It's something different. The subject matter is something such that early on, I took a call one day, and the person on the other end of the line started thanking me profusely for the show and for what we do and for the information that we get out. And it was the first time in, at that point, probably 30 years of radio, that I'd actually had someone thank me for a radio show that it had touched their life that strongly, that it changed their life for the better. And it was pretty profound for me, because it was like, to me, it was, when I took the gig, it was just another radio gig. It's just some guy talking about vitamins and minerals. Who cares, but now it's like, I just had someone earlier today thank me for the work that we do on the show, and that how it helps people, and how it changes lives and stuff. And it's just amazing the amount of knowledge that Dr. Wallach has accumulated, through his research. And we're just about at break time, though. We'll come back in a couple of minutes. You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host today, nutritional pharmacist Melissa Golloday, filling in for Dr. Joel Wallach, and we'll be right back if you'd like to talk to us today. Welcome back to the show, Melissa.
Great to be here, Doug. Thank you.
Now, I thought we'd talk a little bit about cheese today, as I've got a Fox News story here, headline. Yeah, I'm a big fan of cheese, even though I think I probably shouldn't be eating it, because it seems to make me get all stopped up and mucusy. They say 9 surprising health benefits of cheese. Say we tend to lump cheese in with cakes and breads and other foods that make your waistline grow. They say although dairy might pack on the pounds, there are many cheeses that are actually good for you if they're taken in moderation as part of a balanced diet. This all comes from nutritionist Karen Ansel. And the first one is they say cheese may actually help you stay slim thanks to butyrate that's found in many cheeses like Gruyere, Blue, Gouda, Parmesan, and cheddar. All have high amounts. They say research suggests that it may help boost your metabolism, thus helping you maybe lose some weight, and it also encourages bacterial growth in your gut, and your bacteria will actually make more butyrate. It may actually help prevent cancer. One study found that butyrate in cheese can protect the colon against cancer, and by nourishing the cells of the colon and by reducing inflammation. It's also the whey in cheese is good for building muscle. They say protein-packed cheese is a smart snack for building muscle. Protein is made of amino acids, which are the building blocks of the muscle tissue. And then they go on to say cheese could be good for your bones. And a strong case for Parmesan and cheddar, as the cheese is packed with calcium to help keep your bones strong. Also, cheese could be good for your teeth, and eating cheese can keep your teeth healthier thanks to the calcium and phosphorus. These two minerals actually fight the lactic acid that is natural in our mouths. And they said cheese could also help ward off diabetes, as the butyrate-dense cheeses may protect against type 2 diabetes. And then cheese is a healthy complement to your meal. Many cheeses that are light in both fat and calories that are an excellent addition to your meal, with only about 6 grams of fat and 70 calories per ounce. They say even the lactose intolerant can eat certain cheeses with natural cheeses, including Parmesan, cheddar, Gouda, Swiss, mozzarella, and brie are all made. The manufacturing and aging processes remove all of the lactose, and they say it's a good comfort food. There's no debate to that, as everybody needs comfort food now and then, and you should just reach for a piece of cheese instead of those cookies, cakes, or pies. So there you go. A good reason to consume some cheese. I know I'm a big fan of brie.
Yes, brie's a really wonderful cheese, especially during the holidays. Brie and, get some fruit, and I'm a glutard, so I don't eat gluten, but you get gluten-free crackers, and you can make a little spread. It's wonderful. It's a portable food, too. That's what's another good thing about cheese. It's already fermented. You can take it on the road with you. And yes, compared to cupcakes, cakes, and other options, great food source, a wonderful thing. And yeah, I'm a fan of cheese, too. That's something we have in common, Doug.
Now, I've always wondered, when it comes to brie, it has that outside coating that's kind of almost like a waxy stuff. Is that good to eat? I mean, I eat it myself, but I've always wondered, am I just eating some wax or something that I probably should be throwing out?
I would say eat it. If you invested in the brie, eat the coating. And as far as your question, the deeper, is it good for you? What's going on? It probably depends on which one you are investing in. But out there in California, you guys have a lot of local cheeses you could have access to. So, yeah, if you're getting the good stuff out there, I would eat every last crumb of the cheese you get out there. So, yeah, I would eat it.
Well, I have a feeling that we're going to be having less and less locally produced cheeses in this state, as that they just recently put in a law to tax dairy farmers because of the flatulence from the cattle. So a lot of the big dairies that are here locally in California are looking to make moves to move out of the state because they don't want to pay that high flatulent tax that the state legislature has enacted. Which only in California would you find someone trying to tax you on cow flatulence, as part of global warming and the whole thing. So it's just kind of crazy. Living in a state that's just, they call us the food basket of the United States, but we have to live with a lot of other kind of odd legislations because of that. Let's head to Los Angeles, California, and Brenda. Brenda, you're on with Melissa.
Hi, Brenda. Welcome. Thank you. I called on the 9th about my husband. And we did start the Healthy Start Pack, but he's in the hospital right now. His blood pressure went way up to 188 over 120, and is that right, Dawn? 122.
Yes. Okay.
And it was stayed that way for about 3 hours until the doctor gave him some clonidine, and it brought it down to 130 over 68. And my question is, what can he do if he were to have another episode like this where his blood pressure goes up so high like that? His regular medications, would you want to know those?
Yes, sure. What is he taking on a daily basis, Brenda?
Valspartan, 160 milligrams, and cortisone, 160 milligrams. He had an episode back in November. The first part, it was the first time that they told him that he had ventricular, and then that's when AFib, and then that's when they gave him that cortisone.
Okay. Brenda, the really most important thing for him right now is how he's eating and what he's eating. So if you guys can make a commitment, especially because it's before the new year, this would be a really great time to just make a commitment today that throughout the holidays, he's going to eat what I like to call a really clean diet. And what that means to me is, meats, vegetables, and non-gluten grains. So is that something you think he could commit to?
Yes.
Yeah, that would really help. Cutting out soda pops, sugars, Pop-Tarts, cakes, cupcakes, tortillas. There's so many ways sugar gets in our diet.
What's
and
wrong
it's really...
with tortillas?
Pardon?
What's wrong with tortillas? They're non-gluten. If you just heat them up over the stove.
It's just that they're sugar. Well, if they're going to be corn, that's better than the flour, right? But not a lot of them. Maybe one a day. If he's eating the meat, primarily meat, vegetables, clean meats, vegetables, lots and lots of vegetables, gluten-free grains like rice and quinoa, focusing heavily on the vegetables and the rice, and, one corn tortilla, maybe 2 a day. But if there's no other sugars, that's fine. And I understand not wanting to give them up. It's hard, we love these foods.
he's diabetic, so I don't want him to eat too much rice right now. And what about for me? I'm vegetarian.
Well, then focus, and you guys should just go ahead and leap on into the vegetarian for a while, just until he stabilizes out. As he gets more and more of these nutrients on board, he's going to get more stable. And it's going to take a while. He didn't get sick overnight. And as you know, it's going to take a while for him to rebuild and regenerate. But I do know that sugar causes so much havoc on the system in so many different ways. So, cutting out things like I said, soda pop, monster drinks, anything like that, Brenda. But please call back and give us an update after the holiday, okay? And good luck.
Let's head to Illinois. And Harold, you're on with Pharmacist Golloday.
Harold, how are you?
Good. I'm great. How are you? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. What can I do for you today?
Hey, I'm calling on behalf of my wife. Both of us have been on the product now. It's called the Healthy Brain and Body Pack. My wife's 5'1.5", or she was 5'2", so she shrunk a little bit. We're 64 years of age. She's running a little bit high on her blood pressure, run 140 over 83. And also her blood sugar is a little bit high. It's anywhere between 140 and 110 fasting blood sugar. And we're on a couple of shakes a day, the Thunder FX shakes. And we're on a variety of the products. And I'm wondering if we're maybe overdoing it a little bit, maybe taking too much. And because she has, and I do too, some gas associated with that. We've been on a gluten-free diet, so at least...
Great. Congratulations. That is not easy to accomplish. Congratulations.
So that's kind of about where we're at. And we were wondering, again, if we're maybe taking a little bit too much of the products, too many of the products, at one time, and we should go slower at it.
Well,
or,
how long have you been on the product?
It's right at 90 days now.
Okay, and how much are you both taking the same thing? Scoop-wise, or are you taking different?
I'm sorry?
How are you both taking it?
Yeah, she takes two a day, 2 times a day, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, and then twice a day for that. And then we take, a variety of the other products like, taking EFA, Ultimate EFA and Ultimate EFA Plus? Should you be taking both of those or just one of those?
No, those are part of a regimen definitely to help your cardiovascular and your brain health. So you would be taking both of those. That would make sense. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the gas, I'm not really sure. That could be what I would add, actually, would be digestive enzymes.
Yeah, we're doing that as well. We're taking 2 of those before each meal.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to, can you add one at night? Could you add one at night, right, maybe about an hour before you go to bed, whatever you're taking before bedtime?
Yeah, that'd be good. We can try that.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when you're rebuilding flora in the gut, you're going to get gas. Gas will be a natural side effect. Ideally, it should be going away, but it is natural when you're rebuilding. You're rebuilding the good flora and the bad flora. There's going to be a little battle. But the number one culprit a lot of times is sugar. So if we eat things with sugar, and that does include sugar alcohols. So we want to watch sugar alcohols because those definitely give us gas. So artificial sweeteners are things you'd want to watch out for. And then also adding sugar, now that you're getting a good chemistry going on, adding sugar can really disrupt the digestion. So I hope that helps out, Harold. And Merry Christmas. Have a great holiday.
All right, let's head out to Maryland. And Richard, you're on with Melissa Golloday.
Hi, Richard. What can I do for you today?
Hi, Melissa. Thank you. I'm a 58-year-old gentleman with Parkinson's disease or Parkinson's symptoms, quite a bit, stiffness, rigidity, slowness of movement, all that stuff. What can you all say about that, please?
Well, the number one thing that I want to say about that is, when we look at a disease like Parkinson's, one of the big things that we want to think about is the health of our liver, and if our liver is able to do its number one job, which is keeping our blood clean. So let me ask you, Richard, so are you currently taking any longevity products?
Not as yet, no.
All right. And I want you to think about, I know you've heard hopefully you've heard our show a couple of times before, and I know one of the things we all talk about is doing a fast. And the reason we do fast is to give our body a rest in the digestive area. And what that allows the body to do is clean the blood. So when the body isn't really focused on digestion, which is a very, very energy-consuming process, that the digestive process consumes a lot of energy. When we rest our digestive tract, other things can happen. So one of the most amazing side effects of a fast is our blood gets a lot cleaner because our body has time to do that. So if you're open to it, I'm definitely going to give you my email too. It's melissa@nutritionalpharmacist.com, because I don't know everything that's going on for you, and I'd like to know a few more details. But you'd shoot me an email, and then we could go through this. But what I would start you out with would be ideally a 3-day fast, and that's a pretty big move for a lot of people. A lot of people, they have to think about that. They have to prepare for something like that. But usually, not even usually, every time I've had a patient do this, and it really doesn't depend, it doesn't matter what condition it is, they notice a decrease in their symptoms. And what's going to happen is your body's going to be able to clear out a lot of excess neurotransmitters that are floating around. That's part of what Parkinson's disease is a lot of neurotransmitters are stuck in our bodies. And when you do a fast, your liver is going to be able to kick itself into high gear, really focus on cleaning the blood, and most likely your symptoms would go down. And then the next, right after that, ideally you'd be starting on a Healthy Body Start Pack. That's where I would start you at. And that's just a base starting point, nice and simple. And we would just get you going on that, stabilizing on that. And that's going to help your liver continue to detoxify. Richard, my email is Melissa, MELISSA, and it's at nutritionalpharmacist.com. It's nutritionalpharmacist.com.
I'll try to, I'm not able to write right now, so if you could kindly email that to me, I'd appreciate it.
That would be great. Stay on the line. We'll talk a little more, and then if you could stay on the line, I'll get your email during the break. But so how long have you had Parkinson's?
About 12 years.
Wow. And are you taking pharmaceutical medications?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only way I have to control it so far. I'm a big believer in natural foods and remedies, but I understand that the brain is very much made of fats and such, so I need to. I'm ready to get going. I'm taking curcumin, turmeric, Magic Company right now called Yukon. That's about it for now. I look forward to learning more. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Richard. My pleasure, definitely. And I look forward to hearing from you and connecting with you, too. So, again, this would be for all of us, disease states, anything we're dealing with. We give the body a chance to rest. It's an amazing turnaround that we can have. Something to think about. We are coming up on the holidays, and the New Year's really right around the corner. Those of you that are on this call and you really want to jumpstart your 2017, think about a fast. That would be a really great way to clean out the body, gives you a lot of clarity of your mind, and fasts have been used throughout time in a lot of places, but definitely people, seeking clarity of mind and also clarity of body. It's an amazing tool, and cannot be overrated, the power of a fast. That when we add the proper nutrients that, of course, longevity gives us, the 90 for life, these are absorbable nutrients in an easy, condensed form that we can just do, and immediately we're getting great nutrients on board. We pay attention to our digestion, and all of a sudden our health conditions are turning around. I have literally seen people come back from very ill conditions, and they were very lethargic, immobile, and I had a patient just start on Beyond Tangy Tangerine only, and the turnaround was unbelievable for this woman, and it was such an honor to be part of her transformation. So her 2017 is going to be pretty amazing because she was open and receptive to an amazing message. So yes. So do we have another caller, Doug?
We certainly do. Let's head out to your neck of the woods in Flagstaff, Arizona. And Daniel, you're on with Melissa Golloday.
Hi, Daniel. How's Flag?
Hi. Oh, it's perfect. So I heard that Dr. Wallach said that he's helped thousands of people get off of dialysis. I am on dialysis, and I would like to get off of it. My acute kidney failure is not typical, I don't think. According to a biopsy that was taken about a month ago, there's interstitial nephritis, which they've said in layman's terms there's an allergic reaction, and I knew that already from green tea. Apparently I'm allergic to it, one of the very few people who are allergic to it, and I was drinking it for about a week, and I had been getting really rapid, vigorous heart, pumps, after drinking it. I didn't know exactly what it was. But anyways, after about a week of that, I had either a TIA or a stroke. I had those symptoms, numbness, and then waves of fire in my brain, and then congestive heart failure and kidney failure. So right now I'm on dialysis, and I would like to get off of it because now they're talking about taking out the temporary catheter and giving me a fistula, and I am not going to go that way if I don't have to.
Good for you, Daniel. That's really great that you got that state of mind and you can stay in that way. I had a friend that instead of doing traditional dialysis, he did the put the fluids inside of your abdomen cavity. And have you thought about maybe temporarily just doing something like that to keep your body? It's an alternative way. You don't hook up to the machines. You actually, it's known. Again, you would put the fluids. You yourself would do this at home. You would put the fluids inside of your abdomen cavity, and the fluids would sit around the kidneys and through osmosis pull out the toxins. It's a lot less stressful to the body. It's a lot comfortable because you're doing it from your own home. And I have no doubt that really helped him maintain a positive state of mind. But you're currently going in on a weekly basis for dialysis, is that right?
3 times a week.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
You're talking about an enema?
It's not an enema. No, it goes into the body cavity, if you will. He was putting the fluid directly into the organs, around the organs, if you will. So it goes in around the organs. But what I'm saying is going into dialysis clinics, as it's a pretty tough place to be spending a lot of your day. So it's just something I'm throwing out real quick to think about too. But so the reason they want to accelerate the next step is because your kidneys are deteriorating that fast. And one of the things that's so critical for the kidneys is glucose and eating sugar. So the number one thing you could do right now, right today, would be to stop eating sugar. And Daniel, I really would love for you to send me an email at melissa@nutritionalpharmacist.com, melissa@nutritionalpharmacist.com. Thank you.
We are back on Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. And filling in for Dr. Joel Wallach today, we do have nutritional pharmacist Melissa Golloday. Welcome back to the show, Melissa.
Thanks, Doug. And I just wanted to let Daniel know, who was talking to us right before the break out in Flagstaff, Arizona. Daniel, it's called peritoneal dialysis, and it is a treatment for patients with severe chronic kidney disease. And it's a type of dialysis that allows you to do it from the comfort of your own home. So, but I know we'll be talking more about that. So peritoneal dialysis. Thanks, Doug.
All right, let's head back to the phones and let's head to New York. And Carolyn, you're on with Melissa Golloday.
Hi, Carolyn. Welcome.
Yes. Okay. I am very angry. I got a bunch of your products, and
that's great.
Such, yeah, great for you, not for me, but I got major cramping and pain in my abdomen as a result of the stuff I never had that in my life.
All right,
Now,
Carolyn. Listen. I want to help you, and I'm going to help you. And so, one of the big things that we need to do is you need to tell me how long you've been taking the product.
About two, maybe a week to 2 weeks.
Okay, so that, just so you know, certain reactions are normal. I have patients that will get rashes, they'll get a little nauseous. A lot of what's happening is your body for the first time is getting nutrients, and there's going to be a response. So let's just think about it, relax a little bit. Don't, one of the biggest things I would ask you to do is titrate your doses back. I would want you, in this situation, not knowing anything about you, what I would want you to do is just to take the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, take all the other products, kind of push them off to the side just for a few days, and focus on taking your Beyond Tangy Tangerine at least, of course, daily. And then once that gets stabilized, we would add other products. So is that something you think you could do? Is tomorrow maybe just start with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, start with 1 scoop, and then maybe 3 or 4 days later you can double up to 2 scoops, and then you can slowly introduce the other products. That's something that I would want you to do. Because when the body, like I said, when we first start nutriating, our body doesn't really know what to do. And sometimes all of these products at once can be, for certain people, it can be a little too much and a little overwhelming. So that's something to think about. How does that sound to you? Does that sound rational?
I'm not a doctor. If I knew how, I wouldn't be calling you in that first place. I'm taking the tangerine. I'm taking the thing for the bones. 1 ultimate EFE, 1 sweet yeast, 1 EFE plus 2 glucose, 1 selenium.
Okay, that's so you got a full regimen going on there, and like I said, one of the things is your body just might not be ready for all of that right now. So if you want, I encourage you. I've given out my email a couple of times on the program today. It's melissa@nutritionalpharmacist.com, and I'd like you to email me. But what I want you to do tomorrow is just stay on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You're going to take that amazing fruit flavored nutrient supplement we have, and you're just going to take that tomorrow, and you're going to reach out to me, and then we're slowly going to add things back into Carolyn's regimen, and we're going to do this so her body has time to adapt. Because one of the things, when you're talking about cramping, that's because your body's like, wow, there's all these nutrients. What are we going to do? So there's 2 things that are going to happen. Her body's going to overreact potentially, and then also her body's not going to really know what to do with all these nutrients. There's going to be side effects. This happens. People might get constipation, diarrhea. These are just things we need to work through, and over time they will go away, and they could also be the body removing toxins. So, even, like I said, the cramping could just be toxin release in your gut. So those are the things I want you to do, Carolyn, and then I would like you to send me an email, melissa@nutritionalpharmacist.com. Thanks, Carolyn. I hope to hear from you.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Great show, Melissa. And you've been listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with nutritional pharmacist Melissa Golloday filling in for Dr. Joel Wallach. We'll be back another day.